So we're gonna be presenting our play day at the zoo. Our animal was the black bears, and I'm Sonia.
And I'm Hannia. Introduction. The overview of our Play Day at the Zoo was a fun education event that sought to engage children to learn through play. Each group was assigned a unique animal and country, incorporating cultural awareness into interactive play. Our focus was the black bear, and the country we were given was Russia. The purpose was to teach children about the black bear through interactive age-appropriate games and crafts, to promote learning through moving, making, and interacting. The significance was the activity supported the value of play-based learning, encouraging cognitive, social, and physical development in a fun and interactive way. The role of playing as a developmentally appropriate practice. It engages children in learning and making sense of the world in a meaningful, playful manner. It supports cognitive growth by memory, problem solving, and creativity, enhances language and communication through talk and interaction, builds social and emotional skills like cooperation, turn-taking, and self-expression, promotes physical growth through movement and coordination, allows teachers to monitor the guide learning based on the needs and ability of each child, and makes learning interesting, inclusive, and age-relevant. The role of playing as a
Pedagogical tool for teaching all learners.
Engages visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners through dynamic experimental learning. Provides learning for diverse ability and background by adapting activities to meet many needs. Supports students-led learning, with students taking responsibility and constructing their own knowledge. Supports differentiation, allowing learners to progress at their own pace and their own skills. Supports inclusive learning by cultivating collaboration, empathy, and peer support. Builds critical thinking and problem solving through creative and structured play. Helps students to recall information better by connecting concepts to movement, imagination, and real life. Stimulates imagination and creativity, allowing learners to explore ideas beyond the limits of reality. I quoted Mr. Rogers, if you know, you know. When children pretend they're using their imaginations to move beyond the bounds of reality, a stick can be a magic wand, a sock can be a puppet, a small child can be a superhero. I chose this quote because it shows the significance of how imagination is so important to children and their play.
Okay, so these are the insights we gained about teaching diverse learners through play. We discovered during Play Day at the zoo that engaging all learning styles through interactive hands-on activities is essential to teaching diverse students. We also realize how crucial it is to establish inclusive settings where all kids, regardless of their circumstances or skill levels, are inspired to engage and explore. For English language learners, ELLs, we added more visual support and provided multilingual labels or directions. Before the event started, we had already made demonstrations so they can visualize what they will be doing and how it will end up looking. So these are one of our images of our little bear paws that we did before the zoo. I also quoted, inclusive education is based on the simple idea that every child and every young person has a right to quality education and learning. This demonstrates that no matter their abilities, they should all be equally able to learn. You just have to figure out how they can learn better. So we're also going to talk about the Article 31. So according to Article 31 of the Convention of the Right of the Child, children's right to play is a vital component of justice and need to be upheld and encouraged in all societies and nations. According to this article, states parties recognize the right of the child to rest and leisure, to engage in play and recreate activities appropriate to the age of the child, and to participate freely in cultural life and the arts. This is demonstrating the importance of Article 31 that every child has the right to play. This demonstrates that play is not a luxury, but rather a furthermore human right that is necessary for kids' growth and well-being. So they can learn, but they also need to play so they can have their cognitives fulfilled. A kid has the human right to play since it is essential to their growth, education, and pleasure. Children's inventiveness, problem-solving abilities, and social skills are all developed through it. And these are all vitals for their future as with education and health services. Play should be protected to guarantee a healthy and balanced existence for all children. It helps youngsters grow up to the happy, confident, and successful individuals when their freedom to play is supported. So this was our hands-on activity. We were making verb pause in an example of a hands-on play activity that promotes creativity and fine motor skills in children. It enables kids to relate the animal knowledge they acquire to an enjoyable, tangible project they can do at home. Children are kept interested and learning made more memorizable with this kind of activity. As children exchange materials and ideas through the process, it also promotes teamwork and social connections. Some children were like, oh, I want to do blue, oh, I want to do pink. They were choosing and they were all cognitively working together to make their little paws. And we were also assisting them with the paint so they don't make that much of a mess. Making verb paws with our hands as stamps was an enjoyable practice exercise that gave kids a creative and sensory way to engage with the animal team. I discovered that this kind of tactile play not only generates enthusiasm but also foster fine motor skills and imagination as I walked the children through the process of painting and tracing their hands to create bear paws. So we didn't just have little kids joining us, we also have older teens that were also participating in this event. So making it an event that everybody can be playing, not just like the little kids. Everybody has the right to play.
Our traditional game. For our play day at the zoo, we chose to play hopscotch, an old favorite that is also played in Russia, the country we were assigned. We adapted the game using the black bear theme and included bear ears as part of it. This made the activity both fun and dynamic. We included hopscotch as one of our activities, and kids could freely switch back and forth between activities. Through this experience, we learned how quickly traditional games can be used to facilitate learning objectives and cultural appropriateness. The children were lively and energetic. They enjoyed jumping through the game and learning fascinating facts about bears. It was a great example of how play could aid mental development as well as cultural awareness. This is the video.
This is going to be the video of the hands-on activity and the traditional game. Can you play it?
Okay, that's the traditional game.
This is demonstration on hopscotch by Hannia. And this is going to be the demonstration of the verb paw hand-on activity by me. So we put a little bit of paint in the palm of our hands, and then that way we wouldn't like make a mess out of it, and with the brush we were just making the little paws. It was windy that day, so. And a paw!
I think that was one of the most perfect paws we got that day.
Right? Oh, we also had chalk because some kids didn't want to make their hands dirty, so they were assigned to, we have to improvise. So with chalk, we make them dry instead of using their hands and getting paint on their hands. So we did service learning. Service learning is a teaching and learning strategy that integrates meaningful community service with academic learning, allowing students to apply classroom knowledge to real-world situations and enhance their understanding through reflection. Some examples of service learning will be cleaning parks, fundraisers, community gardens, and basically anything that will teach the students something while helping the community at the same time. This can be anything from sponsorship of public celebrations or establishing open play areas in public areas so children of all ages can engage in activities that result in exploration, creativity, and physical exercise. Through intervention against loss of free play, this service learning project can potentially become a contribution towards children's cognitive, emotional, and social development as well as to healthier and more active lifestyles. While we were doing this, what they were doing hotspot, they were being active, having a better, healthier, and more active lifestyles. And they were also communicating with each other and teamwork while doing their hands-on activities. So one of our people that we decided it was important, it was John Dewey. So he stated that I believe that when science and art thus join hands to most accommodations motive for human action will be reached, the most genuine springs of human conduct arouse and the best service that human nature is capable of guarantee. John Dewey taught that active engagement and experience rather than merely listening were the greatest ways for kids to learn. His idea came to life at the Zoo's Play Day with games like Hotspot and Bear Paw hands-on activity that let children learn by doing. Dewey established a strong emphasis on hands-on learning and relating to the classroom to real-world situations. These activities allow kids to explore, create, and engage in meaningful interactions. These enjoyable activities also promote social interaction, problem-solving skills, and greater comprehension of the creatures they were studying, like stated before on our service learning. John Dewey also, according to Dewey, learning ought to be student-centered and incorporate curiosity and inquiry. Children were able to employ movement and counting in an entertaining and informative way through the hopscotch game. And they were able to physically interact with the idea of animal attributes through the Bear Paw Project. Dewey once said, "Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself." The playdate's joy and learning were a clear reflection of the idea. The experience demonstration how integrating play into the classroom may increase children's joy and influence on learning.
John Piaget, hopefully I'm not butchering that. This is a picture of him. He founded the cognitive learning theories in the 1920s and 1930s. The cognitive learning theories are based on the idea that knowledge acquisition occurs when learners actively engage in problem-solving activities. The cognitive learning theory assumed that students learn better when they use their own thinking skills rather than being taught facts and procedures. John Piaget continuation. Cognitive theory. Children learn through hands-on experiences, our paw print and the hopscotch, promoted understanding, memory, and problem solving. The social cultural theory. Learning supported by interaction with adults and peers. Group play encouraged social learning. Constructivist theory. Kids build knowledge by doing and exploring. Activities helped connect new ideas to real-world concepts. Play-based learning. Play made learning fun and meaningful, supported physical, social, and cognitive development. These are all his theories.
So we're going to talk about Abraham Maslow. The activities during the Seuss Play Day demonstrated Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, for instance using handsprints to create bear paws, helping kids feel like they belong and that they were valuable. Children felt connected to those around them and a sense of accomplishment as they proudly display their crafts. Their emotional and creative growth, two essential components of Maslow's third and fourth levels, were fostered by these activities, which establishes a secure and caring atmosphere. This is him, and this is his pyramid of theory. So, by allowing kids to move their bodies and engage with their peers, the hopscotch game met their social and physical demands through exercise and a controlled, safe play environment. This design is in meeting their fundamental physical and safety demands. Physical and their safety demands. These are basic needs for kids. Well, for everybody. It was evident that they were also progressing towards self-actualization based on how thrilled and ensured they felt after finishing the game. As Maslow's theory suggests, children can develop in a variety of ways through play, beginning with basic needs and working their way up to joy and personal fulfillment. So for them to have self-fulfilled needs, you first need to have their basic needs, then their psychological needs, and then at the end, they will be able to have their full potential.
Benjamin taxonomy. Yes, it's as it sounds. Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is a classification of the different objectives and skills that educators set for their students, otherwise known as learning objectives. Bloom's taxonomy describes how children learn through different levels of thinking in our zoo play day. Children didn't just memorize black bear facts, they actively learned with all the levels of Bloom's taxonomy. They remembered bear facts by listening and seeing them in hopscotch and crafts. They understood the facts by describing what they learned on their own words. They applied what they learned in hands-on activities like painting paw prints and playing hopscotch with bear facts and the bear theme.
And they were also able to see the bear,
yes, the bear
in there.
We're stationed right next to it. Mm-hmm. They analyzed, or did I read that? Mm-hmm. Oh. They applied what they learned. I think it's okay. They analyzed by comparing bear traits with their own and finding patterns in bear behavior. They evaluated by choosing their favorite facts or sharing what surprised them the most. And finally, they created by turning what they learned into artwork and role play, making learning personal and relevant. By designing activities that address each level, we help children learn more and made learning a fun and interactive thing. Personal reflection and implications. This experience made us learn that play is not just an activity, it is a powerful teaching strategy. We were surprised at how much children could learn through simple, well-structured games and creative activities. They were not simply having fun, they were relating, finding answers, and expressing what they knew. It allowed us to learn how to incorporate learning with play, and we feel as future educators this was an important thing to learn.
What surprised us the most? What surprised us the most was the way the children play and learn without even realizing that they were actually studying. We figured they would enjoy the activities, but we were surprised by the way the children so easily listened to complicated concepts such as animal facts and cultural connections by being eager to painting paw prints or hopping over bear themed hopscotch. These are our citations. Thank you. Ta-da!